So Fortnite Chapter 5 has officially been out for about a month, and in this video, I've combined all the tips that I've learned from playing ranked as well as tournaments within the past month. From not only playing, but also watching every single improvement guide on YouTube and TikTok. And I've combined all of that together to make the ultimate how to improve in Chapter 5 guide. And I know some of you are wondering, why should you watch me in the first place? Well, I have over $30,000 in Fortnite earnings from both builds and zero builds. I've been a full-time content creator and playing competitively for the past 5 years. And I also joined one of the biggest organizations in Fortnite due to my skills. So if you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button with that post notification bell on. And also, if you guys do find this video helpful, please use my code DISC in the Fortnite item shop. It literally doesn't cost you anything and it helps me a ton. So huge shout out to everyone using my code. First, we're going to be going over the best loadout that you should be carrying in Chapter 5 to give you the best competitive advantage over your opponent. First up, we need to talk about shotguns because there's a huge debate going on right now in the Fortnite community between the Frenzy Auto Shotgun versus the Hammer Pump Shotgun. Now, when Chapter 5 first dropped, many people thought the Hammer Pump Shotgun would be the best shotgun of the game since it has pump in the name. And from what we know from previous seasons and chapters is that the Pump Shotgun is always the best shotgun in the chapter or season. Except for Chapter 5, where the Frenzy Auto is actually the best shotgun that you need to be carrying in Fortnite, as it has an insanely faster TTK as well as fire rate than the Hammer Pump Shotgun. But the Auto Fire Shotgun is only meta for controller players in my opinion. So if you're a keyboard player, I would 100% pick up the Hammer Pump over the Auto Fire unless that's what you prefer. And the reason being is because you can get a lot of those pump shots and instantly build and easily piece your opponents and get those easy pump shots and then instantly build right after. Keeping that in mind, the next weapon you're going to need is either going to be an SMG or an AR for your spray weapon, depending on whichever one you like. For me, if I'm playing ranked, I would definitely go with the Frenzy Auto Shotgun and then the Hammer Assault Rifle. Those are my two favorite. I feel like it's the two best guns in the game, and when you pair them together, it's just absolute domination, especially if you're in duos. Snipers are also insanely good this season, and you probably want to carry them in your loadout. I find that carrying a sniper in duo ranked really helps me get that chip damage and allowing me to start the fight with the health advantage, and ultimately allowing me to win that fight just because I had the sniper by getting a one-shot headshot or getting them super weak with the sniper shot and not allowing them to heal up. Next, you need to focus on mobility for this season, and the two best mobility items are going to be the regular grappler or the grapple blade since it doesn't run out of charges, with the final slots remaining of heals, which need to be big pots because that's the fastest healing shield item in the game. So your ideal loadout should look something like this. First, you have the Auto Fire Shotgun or the Hammer Pump, whichever you prefer. Then you have the Hammer Assault Rifle or an SMG. For your third weapon, you need a Sniper Rifle. For your mobility item, you need the Grapple Blade or the Grappler, with the final slot remaining of heals, which need to be either big pots or med kits. But if you guys want to trade out the Sniper Rifle for another heal, such as a med kit, that's also a really good loadout. And that is the best loadout that you and your duo should be carrying in ranked if you guys want to progress in Chapter 5. And moving on to one of the most talked about subjects of Chapter 5, and that's going to be weapon attachments and which is the best weapon attachment and what attachments goes best with what gun. I see a lot of people get confused on attachments and what they actually do and which is the best attachment, so I'm going to do my best to explain it thoroughly. Now, attachments are the same on every single gun, but not every single gun uses that attachment. And the reason you need to understand on how these weapon attachments work is so that you can get the correct build for your playstyle, whether you're an aggressive player or passive. First up, we have shotguns, and starting off, you do not need a scope such as the red dot sight or the H13. I feel like having scopes on shotguns are kind of pointless unless that's what you prefer. Then if that's the case, you can only do two scopes, which is the red dot and the H13 scope. But in my opinion, the best possible attachment build for the pump shotgun as well as the Frenzy Auto is going to be the laser sight, which is going to give you better hip fire accuracy, which is going to be crucial, especially when you're box fighting or build fighting someone. Next, we have the muzzle brake, which is going to reduce the overall recoil of your shotgun every time it shoots, allowing you to be a little bit more accurate with each shot, as well as the angled foregrip for the grip. Next, we have the Striker Assault Rifle. Now, when using an assault rifle, if you put a 2x or 4x scope on your assault rifle, you are going to get the sniper glare, which means people are going to be able to see the glint on your scope if you're using that on your assault rifle, which is a horrible idea and you should never do this. And me personally, I like using the Striker AR with no scope, but if you are going to choose a scope, me personally, I would do the Hollow 13 optic scope. That's just my personal preference. But again, overall, I really don't like using scopes on my assault rifles. Next, you're going to want to equip the fast mag instead of the drum mag, as this will help you reload faster as well as have better recoil and ADS time. And then you need to attach a laser on your Striker AR because, for example, if you break into someone's box, you can substitute the Striker AR for an SMG, which is personally what I like to do, especially in ranked. And if you don't have that laser attachment on, it's really going to feel heavy and clunky like a normal AR would. But as soon as you put the laser on, it's very lightweight, very mobile, and it feels like a pocket SMG. Next, we have the sniper, and for the scope, you're going to want to use the 2x scope, as this scope is going to allow you to play both close and far range, which is a huge benefit if you're an in-game and you have a sniper with this scope. But keep in mind, you will get the sniper glint when ADSing, so just be aware. Next, you definitely want to take the drum mag, as it increases your mag capacity from 3 to 5. As the increased reload speed with the speed mag really doesn't make that big of a difference, and you're way better off with 5 bullets than you are 3 in your sniper. Next, you definitely want the angle foregrip, as it reduces your ADS time, allowing you to aim down sights quicker, which is already insane if you're using a sniper. And lastly, if you do want to use a muzzle, which I personally don't, definitely go with the suppressor, as the muzzle brake is kind of useless on a sniper. And if you didn't know, every vault around the map has stands where you can add or change attachments of your liking. So if you're a player who doesn't like attachments and this is does not pertain to you. But if you guys do want to have the advantage with your weapons attachments, you can just go to a vault and add or subtract whatever attachments that you want or don't want on your weapon. Now remember, when using attachments, it all comes down to personal preference. So at the end of the day, use whatever you are most comfortable with and whatever you feel gets the job done. Which brings me to my next topic, which is going to be the best drop spots in Chapter 5 and how to loot and rotate out of them like a pro. Firstly, if you're playing a game mode like Ranked, your drop spot definitely needs to be as unconned as possible, as placement matters way more than kills in Fortnite Ranked. It needs to have at least max of 2 materials around it, such as max wood and brick, as well as a lot of floor loot and abundance of chests. My personal favorite drop spot that helped me get to Unreal in just a couple days is this building right over here just left of Fencing Fields. Here you can get 2 rare chests every single game, as this building has a 100% spawn rate of the rare chests. There's also a really easy boss here in which you can get a key card to open a vault, which is where your second rare chest is going to be located, as well as a bunch of other chests and floor loot. And then once you're done looting the entire drop spot, it has a ton of materials such as max wood and brick, allowing you to have max materials all spawn, as well as insane loot from looting. There's also a forecast tower that spawns directly beside this drop spot as well, where you can kill the boss and get the key card and reveal all future storm circles, which is honestly crucial in Ranked if you want to play dead side. And a lot of you are probably asking yourself, what is dead side? Well, this is one of the most important things, especially in competitive Fortnite, and every single pro player uses it to their advantage, and here's why you should too, especially in Ranked or a tournament. Dead side is the side of the zone that no one's going to be fighting at, as it's more than likely already in zone on the outside of the map. Because what happens is that when the zone starts closing in and the people who landed outside of that zone all have to start rotating in, and they're all going to meet at the exact same point on the edge of storm, which is going to be extremely chaotic, which makes it extremely difficult to move around without getting shot because there's so many players on that one side of the map, with the other side of the zone being dead side, which is going to have way less players, allowing you to move more freely and go up in placement points as your enemies fight on the opposite side. But if you don't like the drop spot that I mentioned, I would definitely recommend finding a drop spot that fits all the criteria, such as good loot, instant mobility, good amounts of floor loot, lots of chest spawns, and one that's going to be unconned by most players. And next, we're going to be talking about why you should be playing modes that put you up against other good players that are your skill level, which in my opinion needs to be ranked. Playing ranked or tournaments obviously is going to help you become a better player in game rather than if you're just practicing in creative, because you have that in-game scenario and experience that you might not end up getting in creative, which is overall going to give you better fighting skills in game, and it teaches you how to adapt to certain situations if you're fighting. And also, playing in tournaments is a great way to track your progress. As for example, if you play 10 tournaments and the first tournament you placed 500th, but at the 10th tournament you ended up placing top 100, then you would know as a player that your hard work has been paying off and you're slowly going to get up to that #1 spot that me and you both know you can be. But the main thing I see most players struggle with is them camping and them being scared to take a fight just because you get nervous or you're unconfident in your abilities, which don't worry, we've all felt that, but I'm going to show you how to overcome that. Now, especially if you're a controller player, it is very uncomfortable to fight people in ranked in general, especially when you're fighting a keyboard player and you're a controller player. And controller versus keyboard is a very difficult task to win fights if you're a controller, because you're really out mechanicked in every single aspect except aiming. But the first thing that you guys need to understand is that ranked is not a solo mission to hit Unreal. It's not a flex. Ranked is simply just a system to place you in the rank that you deserve to be, so you end up playing against people your level. So for example, if you're a diamond player and you're struggling right now to rank up, but you start camping your way all the way to Unreal, you're basically doing nothing and not improving on anything such as game sense, mechanics, how to rotate dead side while ranking up to Unreal, because all you did is camp. So now once you finally get to Unreal, you're still going to be that diamond caliber player and you're just going to get steamrolled every single fight you take because you started camping. So the best way to beat nervousness and unconfidence is honestly just to play like you don't care to die, and then play with the intent of every game you just want to get better 1%. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you lose the fights, but you just want to get better at dropping, rotating dead side, playing smartly in fights. And if you do all those 3 things every single game, then you know what? Who cares if you don't win the game? Who cares if you lose percentage? Because over time, I promise you guys, it will pay off. Which brings me to my next point of not having a solid warm-up routine. Not having a solid warm-up routine could be holding you back from becoming the insane player that me and I both know you can be, whether you're a controller or keyboard. All of the top pros in Fortnite, such as Asian Jeff, Mero, Polarized, and more, all have dedicated warm-up routines that they do every single day before they play, even if it's just to play pubs or a tournament. A solid warm-up routine lasts no more than 30 to 45 minutes when you first get on, and usually revolves around the 3 aiming, piece control, and mechanics. Raiders piece control map, 1v1 realistics, as well as free building are the 3 best ways that I personally use every single day to make me an absolute controller demon. But after you get your mechanics warm up, you should always want to warm up your aim, especially if you're on keyboard, because having insane aim in Fortnite is arguably one of the best skills that you can have. So it's very, very important that your aim is warmed up before you play. And to warm up your aim, you can hop into Raiders aim training map, or just type in best aim training map on TikTok and YouTube, and I'm sure something will come up. And no, I'm not being paid to promote these maps. I just really believe that Raider makes the overall best maps to warm up and improve as a Fortnite player, as Raiders aiming map is a great way to warm up those short to long range engagements, prepping you for ranked or a tournament. Now remember, you don't need to use every single one of these maps that I listed. Just choose whatever warm-up routine works for you and do that every single day, and I promise you, you will get better as a Fortnite player in Chapter 5. Even if you're not looking to play competitive or just looking to get better in pubs in general, I promise you guys, having a 20 to 30 minute warm-up routine every single day will make a drastic difference in your skill if you just do that every single day for under a month. That's gonna be the end of the video, guys. If you guys made it this far into the video, comment hashtag DiscSZN1M. I want to see how many loyals we got out there and to see how many of you guys truly want to get better at Fortnite. Peace.